good afternoon or good evening. I'm LionHeartBlue and welcome to my Scrap Mechanic Survival series Prequel. I've started doing a series of Scrap Mechanic like Let's Play videos. I've released one already, however I got a few comments saying that because I didn't start from the beginning, there's a lot of people who are watching it who don't actually know much about the game. And I didn't really describe it. I was just showing off things I'd made and what my plans were, etc. And it wasn't really sufficient enough for a first episode. So I'm kind of already taking a quick break from that, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information about what this game is, what my plans are, etc., etc. And it comes at a good time actually, because they've just released an update to the game which I can tell you about as well, and I can get to have a look at this update myself, because in the videos I'm about to release in my actual series I don't have that update yet, so this is all a bit random. So I'm just driving around at the moment, trying to get my bearings, and then we'll head off and have a look. What I'm trying to do now is find the starting location so I can show you if you start the game from scratch where you would start from, and yes, I recognize this, so I am going in the right direction. When I get there, I'll explain to you a little bit about the game itself, and then I'll tell you why I'm excited about the new updates. So I'm on the right path now. This is the starting location. I'll get out the car and I will explain to you what this is all about. Let me just park up. Hopefully no robots will come and destroy my vehicle. But so while you have a little look around, this Scrap Mechanic game has been made by a Swedish gaming studio called Axolot Games. The first version was released in January 2016, and it was simply a creative mode which allowed you to build structures, machines, anything you liked with unlimited resources. The survival mode, which I'm playing now, was released 4 years later, 4 years and a few months to be exact. Both of them, I believe, on release were in the top. I think when creative mode was released, it was the top selling game on release date in Steam, and when survival was released, within the first week it became the third best selling game on Steam. So it's been quite popular, but I know that a lot of people haven't heard of it, as I found out after releasing my first video, and I assumed everyone would know about it, which is why I didn't do a what's this game all about kind of introduction. So there's the backstory of survival mode. So there are mechanics, which are the players. They're en route to a planet whose farming system is fully automated. They are headed there to manage the planet's robots. Unfortunately, something goes awry during re-entry and the mechanics crash land, and this is an example of my spaceship that has crashed. But the mechanics survive. They soon discover things have gone wrong on the planet. The robots who are supposed to be tending the fields have gone haywire, smashing the crops they previously gathered and attacking any creatures who are not robots. So the idea is the mechanics must build a life on the bot-infested planet. However, the game's still in development, so things are getting added all the time. Releases are a little bit slow. We've had a couple of I would say since it was released in May, I think there's been a couple of pretty decent updates and a lot of little minor tweaks to like UI and things. but I got a feeling that things are going to pick up a bit because they've just added a quest system to the game, so soon we should be getting quests, etc. So the idea, when you start the game, your plane here is crashed, you're out here with no clothes, and basically your spaceship's all this is on fire everywhere, so you have to run out. If you come out here, you see the water, there's buckets around, and you can collect the water in a bucket and you can put the fire out. Over this way there's an example of a small farm that's been grown. You can see there's some plots, some crop plots or whatever you want to call them here, and there's usually a shed stuff here which I think I completely tore down, which is why it's not there now. In fact, I'm going to take these because I could do with these back in my my new farm. And so, as I explained with the backstory, the bots on this planet, they used to tend to the lands, and now they are doing the opposite and they're destroying them. So if you plant anything above 9 plots, if you plant in more than 9 plots, then it's classed as unauthorized farming, and the bots will come and attack you at midnight. So the idea is, if you want to plant more, you probably need to set up defenses or have your weapons ready to defend, and you get, depending on what you plant, you get different sort of tier of robots coming. So there's I think there's 4 or 5 different tier robots, which I'll explain a bit later. Why would you want to plant stuff? Well, there is a trader on this planet, which looks like he's like a little dwarfy guy, and he will trade you fruit and veg for guns, which the guns are spud guns, and other seeds you might need to grow higher tier plots, to get higher tiered items from him, etc. So that's the premise. There's a lot more coming to the game, I believe. So we'll have to see how that goes. So as I explained, once you put the fire out here, you have to go and find a battery to power this place. I'm not going to explain where it is. If you decide you want to play the game, you can find that out for yourself. And there are a number of little items and things around that may be worth collecting in here. There's a bed to sleep on if you're going to stay around here for a while, and the beds are basically used for respawning, so if you die you respawn at the last bed you slept in, so that's quite handy. Now, one of the things in here that has been changed with the latest update is something I'm quite excited about. Over here, this box here used to be closed. If you hovered on it, it used to say use, but nothing would ever happen when you clicked E or pressed on it to use it. Now this has been finally been added, and I believe this is what's known as the logbook. So this is, as I said, the beginning of the quest system. So let's have a little look at the logbook. It doesn't appear in your inventory, so you look at the bottom right of my screen, you have to press L to get to the logbook. So I guess these are the first 2 sort of like quest type things that you have to do. So it gives you a bit of information about the thing itself. So you can see that the crash tip here, which is where we are, and a little bit of information, and it does hint that we may be able to return here when we can make her space worthy again. So I assume that the quests that are coming might allow us to collect things to fix this to fly off the planet. The mechanic station. Now, mechanic station here is what I keep referring to incorrectly in my first video, which you may or may not have seen yet, episode 1, as the workshop. It is in fact the mechanic station, as it clearly says here. Get a little bit of information about it. I'm going to try and set waypoint to that as well, see if that makes any difference. The other good thing about the logbook, which I've been very keen on, is this. So in a later episode you'll see me go and put beacons in places to help with my navigation, and the beacons were only recently added into the game as well, after I think the first 4 or 5 episodes that I've filmed. So the great thing about it is you can put them in the world, and in fact I can show you. You can see these are all beacons I've placed around the world, so you can drive or walk towards them and find these locations again. So I've got my base location there, and these are all warehouses. Warehouses are special locations you can go to get some interesting things. Anyway, we'll go into that a bit later, but they're manned by very powerful little bots. They kind of, I think they're very accurate tape bots that fire rolls of tape at you. 1 or 2 shots probably kill you, so and they're very, very accurate, so you have to be very careful. The green ones are ones I have not been to yet, or rather I've been to them but I haven't been inside them. The red one I have completed. I believe that's the way round I've done it, or it's the other way, I don't know, I'll find out, but I've forgotten my system already. And I've put a beacon on my car, because what tends to happen is I go drive somewhere, go off harvesting or doing whatever I need to do, and then I can't find my car. So this way I don't lose my car when I'm out. The annoying thing about this is that you always see them. Now in the new update with this logbook you can actually turn them off. So if I don't want the house beacons on, you can see I can turn them off, and they're no longer there. Probably will always leave the home one on unless I'm at home, and maybe my car one I'll always leave on, but we'll see. You have these little resource crates with useful stuff in that you collect along the way. These ones I believe around here are all kind of starter ones, so they kind of have, they respawn, but they tend to have items that will help you sort of get started in your quest of survival. So I will ignore them for now. I don't think they're going to have anything that I really need. One of the things that probably are the most valuable in this game are component kits. These component kits sort of help you build a lot of the tools you need, or components you need, and you get through loads of them. Here's one now. You get through loads of them, and they are dropped occasionally by these crates. They're occasionally dropped by haybots. Haybots are the little, they're yellow robots with forks. I'll show you when we get to one. So what I'm going to try and do now is find my way back towards my base. As you can see, I'm following that sign there. You can see in the distance, just over the hill there, that shining light, that's the mechanic station. That's kind of your first the first target, really, because that's where you can start do proper decent crafting of vehicles, and you can make all your bots in there. That's really where you want to head as soon as possible. Okay, so I made it back to my base, and I just thought what I'll do now is we'll head out, and I'll let's take a little trip to the I'll show you the packing stations and any robots we come across. In fact, there's a robot now. So this is one of the tote bots I was telling you about. He's fairly harmless. He's got a range attack. The thing on his head attacks you, but three hits and he's down. So he's nothing to worry about too much, unless there's loads of them. So this is the mechanic station, where I've already been doing some building, and you'll see more of that in the my first episode. Travelling on down the road, you get to packing stations, and what the packing stations are for is for you insert all your harvested fruit and veg, and it packs them up and gives you them into this big package that you take to the trader. So this is packing station on the left here, which we'll go in, and I will show you what I've done here. You don't start with this. I've built all this here, so I can put fruit and veg in here, and when I turn this on, it starts filling this up. In fact, can I demonstrate it? What have I got here? I've got carrots. Alright, let's see if... So this will start filling this up with the fruit and veg that's in there, and then it once that's full up, it throws out a packet of fruit or veg, whatever it is, and then the idea... Oh, and another one. And the idea is that you would collect these on a trolley or something, on a lorry, or however I don't think this vehicle is going to be strong enough to take it, but let's try, and I can show you what happens. I can put one there, and there. Okay, well, we're able to move. So usually behind the first packing station on most... hang on, I'll come back to that. Oh, I've now just knocked myself out. Can I get out of my car? Not now I've put that on top. So bear with me a second. Right. So this is what I told you, the orange, or did I say yellow? I can't remember. But this is the haybot. Yeah. So you saw him attempt to attack me with his fork. That's pretty much all he does. But sometimes they're not so easy to kill, but they're not too difficult. It's not. But you don't start with a gun. You only have your hammer normally, so they're not as easy as that to kill always. And then you have your little woks that roam around. They give you milk if you feed them corn, but the bots don't like them, so they tend to try and kill them. So I'm going to head to the trader now, and I'll demonstrate what you do with these packs, or these crates of fruit and veg. So I'm probably going to knock myself out again trying to get out of my vehicle. No, but I've got... Oh, yeah, no, there we go. That's good. So over here, we have the trader and his lovely scrap shop. Hello. So you click on him, you can see all the items that you can purchase, and up here tells you what you've already given, what you've already... I guess it's your credit, if you like. So I've already fed him six crates, 6 of those crates of orange, 2 crates of bananas. So if I wanted to, I could spend this. It's like a currency. So if I wanted, let's say I wanted the spuddling gun, for example, I'd need to trade 5 crates of pineapple and 2 crates of other dwarves, caged dwarves. They are hidden around the map, little guys that look like him stuck in cages. You can rescue them and bring them here, give them to this guy as a currency. As you can see, I haven't got any pineapples, so I'm not going to be trading anything. There's nothing really here that I really want. I do want this gun, but I'll need to do some farming for pineapples first. I do have enough bananas and blueberries if I wanted to buy a mountable spud gun, for example, and you would just click trade and then you get it, and it's now will be in my inventory. So there it is, it's in my backpack. And there's also free seeds to collect if you want. Now how you give him these packs, they're here on my vehicle. You simply put them anywhere on this grey board here. You click this button and it sucks them up one at a time, and it'll suck them right off any vehicle you've got, anything like that. So then now my credit will have gone up, so there's an extra. I should have checked this first, but you might be able to go back and see in the video that there'll be one more lot of carrots and one more lot of beetroots been added to my credit now, so I could spend these if I wanted anything from here, which I don't. I did a lot of farming in my old base before I started filming, so I kind of exhausted all that. The only thing I really need to do now is, as you saw, is well, I still do farming for if I ever play multiplayer with my friends, which I do occasionally, so that they've got stuff they can go and trade with him if they want to go and get themselves a gun or something like that. But what I really need is that spuddling gun, so I really need to start growing pineapples, but that does introduce higher tiered robots to come and attack your farm at night, which I do not want to encourage. So there are 8 types of fruit and veg. This packing station here only does 4. There's a second packing station a bit further down the road which does the other 4. So there's one other update that I'm really excited about in this, and I'm going to show you why I'm excited about it, and then we're going to try and see if I can find it. So basically, vehicles, any vehicles or any that require engines like this, you need gas for. These high level engines, if I can show you, sorry, that's a gas tank. The engine is in fact here. Sorry, that's the engine. So this is the highest level gas engine, so it's more resourceful. It doesn't use up quite so much gas, but you require quite a lot of component kits to be able to upgrade these. I don't recall exactly how many, but lower level ones, which you'll probably start with, they consume a lot of gas, particularly if you're carrying lots of heavy things around. Now, how do you get gas? Well, you have to swim for it. So there are, as you can see, those like these little blobs with black smoke coming out of the top. You harvest them like this. That's all crude oil. You have to swim around for hours if you want, and you collect them all like this. Occasionally you'll get 2 or 3 each time, or you'll get 1. I've been quite lucky there. I've got 2 on a couple of occasions, 3 on another. So that's it. I managed to gather 12 oil. So I would take that to my craft bot, which is a machine that I've been able to build in the mechanic station back there, somewhere that way, which will turn that oil into usable gas, usable fuel. Now, I mean, I managed to collect 12 then in a few seconds, but if you want, you know, a lot of gas to run all your different vehicles, there's also thrusters that you can get which allow you to create flying vehicles, which are very thirsty. They take up a lot of gas, which is why I haven't built one yet. Then you can imagine how many hours you can spend walking around, swimming around here, gathering those little oil nodules. Well, this update that we have been waiting for a long time says that there are pools of oil in the desert biomes. Now, as you know, I'm awful at navigation, so I need to try and find a desert biome. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad, apart from my driving, crashing into trees. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So this tile here is classed as a desert biome. It's sandy, deserty, I guess. And there's this massive pool of oil. I think you can swim in it, but it's just very black. Probably not a good idea, especially if you can't get out again. So, how can we harvest this? I've brought along some bits and bobs to help. Some blocks, probably not enough now. I wish I brought more. Great. Let's do a swap. Let's put them in there. And I'm going to build something with some pumps that allow us to pull in to vacuum, using vacuum pumps to suck up this into the crates, and we can then take it back home. So you can see now that, as simple as that, it's, yeah, with the 3 pumps we're getting probably, what is it, 3 every second? So that's so much faster. So I could sit here for a bit. If I leave this area, this will kind of despawn until I return to it. So you kind of have to stay near it. But with the speed it goes, I mean, I could add more. I could add more crates. More chests and pumps if I want to. But for now, it's pretty good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that working for a second, and I'm going to put myself a beaker somewhere. A beaker? A beacon somewhere. That's actually why I bought the metal. I didn't even think about that stuff, about needing metal for this, or needing some sort of material for this. So I'm going to put a beacon here, which will allow me, oh, I need to grab it from my vehicle. I did craft a few extra in case I found some on the way. You'll see more about the beacons. I think I've mentioned this already, but you'll see more about it in later. A part of my main series anyway, not this update, so don't worry too much. I'm lifting it up just in case. I don't know how durable they are. I don't know if bots can destroy them. I'm just hoping that, at least if it's up there, less likely. But they might destroy this, so I don't know if that even helps. So you select whatever icon you want to represent oil, which I've no idea. Nothing looks like oil to me. Let's use that one. And there's no sort of oil colour either. I don't know what to use. Let's use this for now. I don't think it really matters. Oops. And I keep falling in. So now if I open my logbook, I should be able to see that's my oil. I'll turn it off for now. I don't need it. And so when this is done, which is nearly full, I'm going to swap the crates over. So I've arrived home now, back at my base, and I could simply attach my crate, which is full of oil, to my craft bot. This is the craft bot I mentioned earlier, which is where you can craft all your tools, all the blocks you want to use, all the interactive stuff, so like suspension and wheels and pumps, explosives, all this. What is it? It's consumable. So this is the gas. So now I've collected 617. I probably already had some here as well, because that's more than there is in the crate. And I can simply craft all my oil, and then that will output here. If I go to this one, and you'll see it incrementing here by 5. Yep. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope this helps. Now you've got a bit of an update on what scrap mechanic is, how it works, etc., etc. I'm hoping that my videos will now make a little bit more sense. I'm trying not to show you too much of my base, because this is all coming in future episodes. And I'm thirsty again, so I need to go and get a drink, and I'll see you very soon for another episode of Scrap Mechanic Survival. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this, I really appreciate a like, and if you want to keep up to date on the other videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much. Take care.